10 bizarre vintage trucks. You won't believe they're real, but they are. A Mercedes that looks like a race car but moves like a tractor. A GMC with a staircase inside. A beer truck designed by a Russian count. A 10-wheeled monster from a UAE billionaire. One was so scary, Spielberg made a movie about it. No special effects, just the truck. From the leg-burning L319 to the tippy Scamel. From the electric milk float to the forgotten Henschel. You won't believe they built these, but they did. Let's go. You know a truck is bizarre when it shares a face with a race car, but moves slower than a lawnmower. This is the Mercedes-Benz L319. Your brain is about to short circuit. Mercedes looked at the legendary 300 SL Gullwing, the most beautiful sports car of the 1950s, and said, "Yeah, slap that grin on a delivery truck." Same chrome smile, but instead of 160 horsepower, you get 43. Top speed, 50 miles per hour. Now here's why you're not clicking away. The engine isn't under the hood, it's inside the cabin. Right between you and your passenger, that metal box got so hot drivers called it the leg burner. In the summer, you're delivering bread while slow roasting your own knees for 8 hours. That's not a job, that's a dare. Here's the kicker. The steering wheel is almost vertical. You drive it like a city bus. The shifter sticks out of the dashboard like a periscope. Cab-over design, decades before anyone figured out how to make it comfortable. Mercedes knew this was torture. They didn't care, because this ugly hot box could haul 3,500 pounds. And here's why you're still watching. Built from 1955 to 1968, the granddaddy of the Sprinter. Today, collectors pay a fortune for it. Not because it's fast, not because it's comfortable, but because nothing on the road looks this ridiculous and this cool at the same time. A truck that shares DNA with a gull wing while trying to cook its driver alive. You won't believe Mercedes actually built it. GMC Futureliner. This isn't a truck, it's a building that learned to drive. Only 12 were ever made. GM's top designer, Harley Earl, looked at a normal semi and said, "Not big enough." So he built this. 33 feet long, almost 12 feet tall, weighing over 26,000 pounds, wrapped in shiny red steel and giant chrome stripes. Pure Art Deco madness. Under the hood, a GMC straight-six engine pumping out 145 to 160 horsepower. Top speed, about 40 miles per hour on a good day. But here's where it gets weird. The driver sits in the middle, dead center, not left, not right, 3 feet above the ground. To get there, you climb a spiral staircase inside the cab. Yes, a staircase. Now here's why you're not clicking away. The front axle has 4 wheels, dual wheels on each side. You've never seen that because almost no truck ever did it. When it parked, the entire side opened like a giant clamshell. A stage extended nearly 16 feet. Then a team walked out and demonstrated microwave ovens and jet engines to farmers who had never seen electricity. This truck literally carried the future on its back. And here's why you're still watching. Only 9 exist today. One sold for $4.4 million. Not because it's fast, not because it's practical, because nothing like it will ever be built again. A mobile skyscraper, a driver sitting in heaven, a spiral staircase inside a truck. You won't believe GMC actually built 12 of them. A beer truck that looks like a Rolls-Royce married a bullet train. Meet the Labatt Streamliner. 1937, only 15 ever built. The designer wasn't a truck engineer. He was a Russian count named Alexis de Sakhnovsky, a man who hated straight lines. So he gave this truck 0 sharp edges. Everything curves, red paint, gold trim. Looks more like a palace on wheels than a delivery truck. But underneath, a white motor company truck chassis. Tough, reliable, and historic. The first commercial vehicle in Canada with air brakes. Key specs, 194-inch wheelbase. Gasoline straight-six engine. Top speed? Nobody knows. Nobody cared. The front fenders melt into the running boards. Headlights hide inside the body. The grille is a smooth oval, designed to slip through wind like a fish. But here's the crazy part. This thing carried beer. A Canadian brewery spent a fortune to make their delivery truck look like a Hollywood star. From 1937 through the 1950s, these red rockets roamed Ontario. Farmers stopped their tractors, kids ran alongside. A moving palace for lager. Most were crushed, but one survived. A 1947 model, restored to perfection, worth a fortune today. Not because it's fast, not because it's powerful, because it's a beer truck that forgot it's a truck. A streamlined dream on wheels. You won't believe Labatt built 15 of them. A rich guy looked at a tank, then an SUV, then said, why not both? Meet the Dabian, built by a UAE billionaire nicknamed the Rainbow Sheikh, the largest SUV on planet Earth. Calling it an SUV is like calling the ocean a puddle. Length, 35 feet. Height, almost 11 feet. Weight, 24 tons. Heavier than a fully loaded city bus. Under the hood, a Caterpillar diesel. 15.2 liters, 600 horsepower. And here's the punchline. 10 wheels. Yes, 10. A 10 by 10 monster. But wait, it gets weirder. This thing is a Frankenstein. The body came from an Oshkosh M1070 military truck, the kind that drags tanks. The rear end, chopped off a Jeep Wrangler, headlights from a Ford Super Duty. Rear bumper stolen from a Dodge Dart, a military beast wearing a Jeep's butt. Why does this exist? Not for off-roading, not for towing, for a billionaire's garage. Sheikh Hamad wanted the biggest SUV in the world, so he built it, then parked it in his private museum. That's it, no other reason. What keeps people watching? 10 wheels. Most SUVs have 4, some have 6, but 10? That's a land cruise ship. A Jeep rear end slapped onto a military tank hauler, like putting a clown nose on a battleship. Ugly, confused, unforgettable. Most collectors buy Ferraris. This guy built a 10-wheeled monstrosity just because he could. That's not passion, that's power. And you won't believe someone actually drove this on public roads. A truck company survived World War II building military beasts. Then peace came, and they lost their minds. Meet the Corvette D600, late 1940s. Only 2 prototypes ever built, maybe 3. Nobody knows for sure. Because this truck was so bizarre, the company hid it from history. Every other truck in 1948 looked like a brick, square, boxy, angry. But the D600, smooth curves, wrapped body, no exposed mechanical parts. It looked like a spaceship crashed into a semi-trailer. The windshield was curved plexiglass, massive, giving the driver a panoramic view like an airplane cockpit. Underneath, a 5-ton military chassis, tough enough to survive a war. Engine options, Cummins diesel or Continental straight-six gas. It was a COE design, cab over engine. But the cabin was huge, big enough for a bed behind the driver's seat. A sleeper cab before sleepers were cool. Only one survives today. Why so rare? Corvette went bankrupt right after building it. Too expensive, too futuristic. Truckers weren't ready for a spaceship on wheels. So the project died. The few prototypes were scrapped, but one survived, restored to perfection, owned by a private collector. This truck was 50 years ahead of its time. Curved glass, wrapped body, sleeper cabin. Features that didn't become normal until the 1990s. Corvette dreamed too big, went broke, left behind a single prototype. Visionaries or crazy? Probably both. You won't believe this truck existed. For decades, everyone forgot about it. Quiet, too quiet. You hear it at 4 a.m. No engine noise, just clinking bottles. Meet the milk float, Britain's secret electric weapon. Long before Tesla, these little trucks delivered milk to every doorstep in the UK. Top speed? 10 to 15 miles per hour. A kid on a bike can pass you. That's the point. Short trips, constant stops. Nobody needed speed, they needed silence. The driver stood, no seat, no doors, jump on and off 50 times a morning. Open cargo area, grab a bottle, jump off, run, jump back on, repeat. For hours in rain, in snow. Underneath, lead-acid batteries. Heavy, simple, reliable. These trucks ran for 30 or 40 years without dying. Here's the bizarre part. The milk float was electric in the 1940s. While everyone else burned gas, these were zero emission. They didn't wake sleeping families at dawn. No fumes, just pure, silent efficiency. Why remember this truck? It's the opposite of every monster truck out there. Not powerful, not fast, not beautiful. A slow, awkward, open-sided electric box. But it worked. For decades. Thousands roamed British streets every morning. Most died when supermarkets took over. But some survive, converted into ice cream trucks, coffee vans. You won't believe something this slow became one of the most successful commercial EVs in history. The milk float proves you don't need horsepower. You just need milk. No one remembers the driver. Everyone remembers the truck. That's the strange legacy of the Peterbilt 351. It's the most famous anonymous villain in cinema. A rusty, smoke-belching beast that terrified millions without saying a single word. Here's what makes it bizarre. This truck didn't need Hollywood makeup. No fake blood, no roaring sound effects. Spielberg just filmed it, and people screamed because the 351 already looked like something that wanted to kill you. Long hood, narrow cab, chrome that glinted like teeth in the desert sun. Under all that steel, a Cummins diesel, 250 to 350 horsepower, enough to pull 80,000 pounds, enough to chase a sedan to its death. The driver sat in a tiny aluminum can, hot in summer, cold in winter, no AC, no radio, just a 13-speed gearbox and a highway that never ended. But here's the part that keeps people watching. Peterbilt built over 50,000 of these trucks. Most hauled lumber and meat. One became a movie star. Same engine, same chassis, same terrifying face. That's the trick. The 351 wasn't special, it was ordinary. And that ordinary face was so mean, it launched a horror genre. Today, collectors restore them. Shiny paint, polished chrome. But underneath, it's still the same predator that Spielberg pointed his camera at in 1971. You can polish a wolf. You can't make it friendly. You won't believe a work truck became a nightmare. But the Peterbilt 351 did. And no one has built anything scarier since. 3 wheels, fiberglass body, a truck that tips over if you sneeze on the steering wheel. Meet the Scammell Townsman, Britain's strangest delivery vehicle, built from 1964 to 1968. Only 4 years, because reality finally caught up. 1 front wheel, 2 in back, like a tricycle for adults who hate staying upright. The body is fiberglass, curvy, smooth, white. Looks like a washing machine fell in love with a spaceship. Power from a Leyland diesel engine. 4 cylinders, 2.6 liters. Top speed, 30 to 35 miles per hour. Fast enough to deliver, slow enough to survive corners. Here's the unhinged part. The driver never leaves the cab to hook the trailer. Push a button. Hydraulics do everything. Automatic coupling in 1964. That's witchcraft. But here's why you'll never forget it. This truck tips over, constantly. 3 wheels plus high center of gravity equals a vehicle that dreams of napping on its side. British drivers learned to take corners at walking speed. 1 sharp turn, 1 moment of confidence. Then you're looking at the world through the side window. Scammell built it for train stations and London alleys. Tight spaces where normal trucks fear to go. It worked brilliantly, until a corner appeared. Collectors fight over the few survivors. Not because they're fast, because nothing on 3 wheels looks this futuristic while being this dangerously stupid. You won't believe Britain used these for real work. 4 glorious, tipsy years. Then everyone agreed to never speak of them again. The engine turns with the front wheel. Yes, you read that right. Meet the Tempo Hanseat, Germany's 3-wheeled wonder, built from 1933 to 1956. It helped rebuild a country after World War II, not with power, with weirdness. 1 front wheel does everything. Steering, power. The engine sits right on top of that wheel. Turn left, the whole engine turns left. Turn right, the whole engine turns right. Exhaust pipe and all. Imagine a truck where the motor moves with the steering wheel. That's the Henschel. Under that little hood, a two-stroke, two-cylinder ILO engine, 200 to 400 cubic centimeters, 12 to 15 horsepower. Top speed, maybe 40 miles per hour. Downhill. Payload, 3/4 of a ton, from an engine smaller than a modern lawnmower. The cooling system sits above the engine like a hump on a camel. Looks strange, works fine. Here's what makes this truck truly bizarre. It was cheap, ridiculously cheap. After the war, Germans had no money. Mercedes was too expensive. Opel was too fancy. But the Henschel, a farmer could afford it. A baker could. A small shop owner could. Thousands were sold. And here's why you'll remember this story. The Henschel died in Germany in 1956. But in India, it never died. The tooling was shipped to India, became the Bajaj Tempo, then Force Motors Tempo. They kept building it until the early 2000s. Almost 50 more years. A German three-wheeler with a spinning engine became an Indian legend. You won't believe a 1930s German farm truck survived into the 21st century. Not because it was fast, because it was too useful to kill. This company built Tiger tanks. Then they built this truck. Same DNA, different mission. Meet the Henschel HS 100. Germany's forgotten workhorse, built in the 1950s, before Mercedes ate them alive. Henschel knew heavy machinery, trains, tanks. The Tiger One terrified battlefields. After the war, they took that brutal engineering and pointed it at the highway. Long nose, sturdy frame, no curves, no chrome, pure German function. A 6-cylinder diesel, 5.4 liters, 100 horsepower. That's where the name comes from. HS 100. Here's the weird part. The engine used Lanova combustion chambers. A Spanish invention. It burned cleaner, smoother, less smoke than anything in the 1950s. Mercedes couldn't match it. The headlights sat inside the front fenders, recessed, sleek, like a train through mountains. The 5-speed manual? Indestructible. Train tech in a truck. But here's what makes this story bizarre. Henschel was a giant. Then they merged with Hanomag. Then Mercedes bought them. Erased from history. Today, Mercedes tells the story of German trucks. But before Mercedes owned the roads, Henschel was there. Building tanks, building trains, building the HS 100. And here's why you'll remember this truck. Not famous, no Hollywood. Just a solid, honest machine that worked every day while its company disappeared. The HS 100 didn't fail. Henschel's competitors just won. You won't believe a Tiger tank builder lost the truck war, but they did. And the HS 100 is their quiet, forgotten masterpiece. Those were the 10. Bizarre, vintage, and very, very real. A truck that cooks its driver, a truck that tips over on corners, a truck with 10 wheels and a Jeep's rear end, a truck that survived World War II and then disappeared from history. You won't believe any of them existed, but every single one rolled on public roads. Which one would you actually drive? Comment below. Subscribe for more machines you won't believe are real. Thanks for watching.